Heavenly fire. Oops, sorry. Heavenly fire on earth. Clouds. The rain is over according to the forecast, but who knows? Look at this here. So we're thankful that it's dry this morning. Oh wow, there's people here. Hey, look at all these guys. And there's one dude over here as well. And where are you guys from?
From Chile.
Chile?
Yes.
You know that the Chileans left a big footprint in Magdala. A big footprint.
Yes.
A big footprint. Una huella. Those two big things. Two very big things. Well, no, three big things. Maybe four big things. Okay, one is what the young people did here. Your companions a few years ago. Are all of you here for the first time?
Yeah.
Okay, so none of you were here. But right over there, to the left of Ducanaltum, Chilean students in the month of January, for a number of years, dug the port with Father Pablo de Juan. And I'm not sure all who else came there. And then we have the three great artists of Magdala. Maria Jesus Fernandez, the mosaics, the frescoes. Danielle Carriola, the woman touching Jesus' cloak. And Gerardo Centeno, who did the icons, who wrote the icons. They are all Chileans. So Chile left a big mark. Then there were many generous people in Chile who made big sacrifices and contributed also to the support and were benefactors of Magdala that way. But then the fourth one, so we have young people digging, artists painting, benefactors donating, and probably the biggest help were the people who were maybe sick in bed, who were working very hard, who might be not have any of the talents of those three opportunities, and they were praying for Magdala, because prayer is the biggest contributor. So today we have very interesting readings, and we will talk with the students as well, but the readings are from the book of Kings. And there's a prophet. Did you see the readings, guys? You have. I think I shared it with you guys there. So we have, where did it go here? Wow, it's gone. It's not on my screen. Does anybody have it open? That's very funny. Oh no, I have it here. I found it. So we have the King Jeroboam. He's a servant of Solomon, not a son, a servant. What happened? Solomon was unfaithful to God, and he started false worship. And God had promised a kingdom to David, to his son, and in his lineage forever. But Solomon was unfaithful and broke that promise. And actually, yesterday's reading was, God says to Solomon, if that is what you want, then there are consequences. Very interesting. If that is what you want. One of the biggest themes of all of Revelation is human liberty. Freedom is such an important gift. It's amazing. People, look at that sky. I wonder if we have any Chileans connected this morning. We have people here from Malaysia, from Australia, from North America, from Europe, from South Africa, Norway, Finland. So I want to take you on a little walk as the sky develops here. Let's head over towards the... Oh no, let's stay here for a second because we can see it from here. The gospel has a very interesting story today as well, and we want to just take stock of that before it's gone. If we look here straight north of us, you see those mountains up there. And if you go close to the trees towards the left, right up there, that's Svat, the city of Svat. And we can continue the hills that go all the way back behind these trees. And you can see in the distance, I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up right now, right behind the hill, you see some mountains in the background, way back. And those mountains are bordering Lebanon. And the gospel today has Jesus traveling from there, Tyre and Sidon in Lebanon. You remember the woman that Jesus said, you cannot give the bread for the children to the dogs. The Syro-Phoenician woman who was Greek-speaking, that means completely outside the chosen people. That's up in Lebanon. Lebanon has a very hard time today. A lot of evil spirits working in Lebanon for years, destroying the incredible country it was, all kinds of different passions, a little bit like Solomon, a little bit like the corruption of kings and leaders. Amazing. And we need to pray for Lebanon today because it's in really big trouble. Apparently Pope Francis is going soon to give him motivation. His third right-hand man went there last week, and it's been a very significant visit, thanks be to God. We need to pray a lot because only God's grace can change this. And Jesus went from there, over in Lebanon, present-day Lebanon, Tyre and Sidon, over to the Decapolis. And where is the Decapolis? We're looking at the Golan here. So in the biblical times, that was Golanitis. And if we look here, we have Tiberias, the city of Tiberias, built by Herod Antipas in the year 19 as capital of Galilee. And in between Tiberias, where that little type of peninsula is there, going out into the lake, down at the back, that mountain is Jordan. So the Decapolis included many cities in Jordan, including Amman, which was called Philadelphia. It included Bet Shean down the Jordan Valley. And Decapolis, 10 cities, Decapolis. And that was an administrative area at the time of, after Alexander the Great. When his empire cracked and broke up into pieces, the Decapolis was one of the administrative regions that the Greeks organized. And so Jesus went from Lebanon to there. What a walk. So he went by the Sea of Galilee. Did he go by this side or did he go by the other side? Maybe he went by on the east side there, down in front of us, to get to the Decapolis. Maybe he went across the south side here, who knows? And that's where we have then the miracle of today's gospel in the Decapolis. So I suggest we go walking over there just to have a little bit of movement. Do you guys have anything to say to us today? What would you like to share? What would you like to share from your experience in? When did you arrive in the Holy Land?
February 1st.
On the 1st of February. Wow, you're here already 10 days. And when are you going back home?
The 18th.
The 18th. So that's a very long trip. But of course you came a long way. How many hours flying from Chile?
Like 2 days. Yeah, pretty much.
2 days flying? No way. You go around the world 3 times in 2 days.
Like more than 24 hours, I think.
More than 24 hours. And how much flight time?
My first flight was 13 hours, I think.
13 hours from where to where?
From Santiago to Madrid.
Santiago to Madrid. And then the second...
Long layover. And then another flight from Madrid to Tel Aviv. That was almost 5 hours.
5 hours from Madrid to Tel Aviv. Yeah, that's kind of normal. So 5 hours and 13, that's 18 hours. Plus long over. How many hours long layover?
Layover was like 11 hours.
11 hours layover. That was almost a big one.
Like 16, I guess.
16 hours layover.
We have a delay.
Uh-huh.
Our bird faithful and happy to be here.
What was the highlight so far in terms of, you were already in Jerusalem, Bethlehem, Galilee,
And Nazareth.
Nazareth. Did you stay in Nazareth?
Yes.
Ah, okay. 2 days in Nazareth. Very good. So you're really getting a good immersion here.
We have a lot of highlights.
A lot of highlights.
Lots of highlights every day.
Uh-huh. What's your highlight? What's your first name?
In the holy place,
Yes.
Magdala is amazing.
You like Magdala? Magdala, okay.
The church, beautiful.
Okay. What do you get from coming here? What's the gain you have?
Knowing more about Jesus' life, like human life.
The humanity of Jesus. The Word became flesh, and sometimes we don't realize the impact that has for our lives
Yes, exactly.
and how real it was. The water in the Sea of Galilee is actually wet.
Yeah, we've said a lot that we love Jerusalem and the amazing basilicas and Nazareth and Bethlehem, but we're very, very happy here in Magdala and in the Sea of Galilee because we can actually see what Jesus saw in his time. We can see the beauty of creation through Jesus' eyes and with Jesus. So that has been amazing.
Fantastic. What's your first name?
Sophia.
Sophia. Very good. Very good. Any more wisdom here? Any more wisdom?
Yes, first. Pensé que si era más sabia cuando había llegado.
Translation problems.
Translation problems, language problems.
Eres más sabia ahora.
So we're watching Solomon today. It's very interesting. Solomon is almost out of the picture. He's just mentioned for one moment. It's amazing. And there's a prophet that comes to speak to Jeroboam. And he tears his cloak in 12 pieces. And it's a brand new cloak. If you buy a new coat, are you going to tear it up in 12 pieces? And why does he tear it up in 12 pieces? For the 12 tribes. Because God had said to Solomon that he would take away 10 tribes from his kingdom and give them to his servant. But there's only one tribe he doesn't give them, and that is Judah. He keeps the tribe of Judah in the hands of Solomon's succession. So, what happened to the other tribe? He only gave 10 tribes to the kingdom of Israel, and one tribe he left to the house of David. Why was that? Because there are 12 tribes. 10 and 1 is 11. So what did he do with the 12th piece? Well, you see, the 12th tribe didn't have land. It was Levi. The tribe of Levi, there's a beautiful line about that. The tribe of Levi, their inheritance was not land, it was the Lord. That's very interesting. And so here we see Sophia and Brother Elton, and they have consecrated their lives to Christ. Their inheritance is the Lord. And that's the whole idea. It's really born there with Levi, the tribe of Levi, and every human being is going to, our inheritance is the Lord, because when we die, what good is your farm? What good is your company? What good is your house? What good is your car? What good is your iPad? You know? So our inheritance is the Lord. And really that's a sign for everybody. But Solomon had abandoned the way of the Lord and worshipped false gods. It's very interesting, and it's something we can see in our society today. Look at there, you can see the mountains of Lebanon much better. So just behind those mountains is Lebanon. There's a road up on the ridge of those mountains. You can drive along there and you can look into Lebanon up there. So the Decapolis is up there. And, the Tyre and Sidon is up there. Let me go around here. Come over here, you can see Tyre and Sidon on the map. I should go down here. So Tyre and Sidon is over here. And then we have the Decapolis over here. So this map is showing us also that extent of Jesus' ministry, not only within Galilee, but also outside of Galilee. And what's also interesting is that Jesus goes to outside of the territory. And he finds such faith outside of the territory. This woman in Tyre and Sidon, and this deaf and dumb person in the Decapolis. These are two very interesting miracles. And Jesus put his spat on his hand. And he touched the tongue of the deaf and dumb man. You know, when people are deaf, they don't speak very well, usually. Why is that? Because we learn language through the ear. We learn to speak in as much as we listen. And when you were baptized, this also was done to you with your ears and your mouth, because there's in the rite of baptism, we are touched in our ears and our mouth so that we can hear God's word and we can speak it. I think our time is pretty done this morning for the Facebook. I thank you very much for joining us, all of you who joined online, and now those who are with us here. And we'll do our little selfie moment like we usually do. So we thank everybody for coming and being with us. And see you later, alligators.